Hi, this is Godslayer. Let's look at Shadowgate Part 2. So you can continue as many times as you want in this game. You start from a room back. So instead of going through all this part again, I'll just load state where I am. Wow, the music just lined up really well. Alright, so I showed you what happens when you die in this room. Oh, I gotta open the door. How do I open a door that's behind me? Well, this way. So, yeah, there's the panic music on the torch. The walls in these, the walls are cut by dwarves. There must be a clue somewhere. Well, anyway, that's the panic music. It makes me panic. It means you have, I don't know, I'd estimate about 8 or 10 moves left before the torch runs out. 8 or 10 clicks of doing some kind of action. This shark swims by as if patrolling this calm water. So really you can just sit around and, you know, if you know the timing on that. I shouldn't really even go into this room yet, but that's okay. Looks like a cool waterfall. I'm just going to skip through some of these scenes because, like I said, there's a lot of text in this game. So I only really need 1. I'll take 3 for good measure. You don't need all 5. Why clutter up my inventory? I mean, I'm cluttering it up with 3, but that's okay. Move behind the waterfall. Wow, they're real. They're eerie. Don't quit now. Alright, so we got a weird spot here. Let's hit it. So how do you figure all this stuff out without a walkthrough? Well, if you're like me and you played this game before there was the internet, you just tried everything and it took forever. So, I mean, because you notice that there's something jutting out of the wall. You're going to try doing something there. So, let's just leave the bag there. So what do? You just keep trying things and trying things. Eventually, you've got, what, 8 actions? Well, you're not going to speak to it. You're not going to leave it. You might use it. You might hit it. You're not going to close it, but you might open it. So really, it cuts down a lot of actions. But there's a lot of things that you can, like, which item do you use where? That's where it gets more tricky. Because you can, I mean, if you think about it, there's like a million different combinations. Stench of rotted flesh or something permeates this room. Like I said, many of these clues are absolutely useless. Oh, okay, so now oh, okay, I went the right way, because what I need to do is there's a I forget. I'm gonna guess blue. There's a gem-shaped hole on the wall. I believe it says if you look at it, something like that. Nothing happens. It was the wrong gem. White. It was a white gem. Small crystal sphere appears. Let's take the sphere. We got it. And let's get moving. Move on. What do we got in this room? Fear grips you as you enter this hot room. Alright, so there's some glowing eyes in the distance. That indicates that a dragon is going to shoot flames at us. You got to pick up the shield first if you want to get the items in this room. And you want to get the items. You can take a few hits from the flame. I think like 5. Let's see. I need 4 more things. I'll pick 1 more up, and like I said, you can take several hits, but then the shield will melt and you'll die. All you got to do is walk out and walk back in, and now the shield has cooled off, so it's fine. You can get the rest of the stuff. So all of these items are useful in some way. You don't need 2 skulls. 1 will do. You don't even necessarily use the skull, but you might. You can't open that treasure chest no matter what you do. You can't pick the gold up off the floor that's melted in right here no matter what you do, so don't even worry about it. Let's just get out of here. Alright, so that was that for that room. Let's go ahead and head back to the lake with the shark. Shark looks pretty ferocious. Alright, so what we want to do is we're going to use our sphere on the lake. it's a frozen sphere. It freezes things, so the lake is frozen now, so we can take key 3. That's how you get key 3. Now, what do you do? Do you want your sphere back? I do. So what am I going to do? I'm going to melt the lake. If you put the torch on the sphere, then the lake, then you put the torch right on the sphere, then you'll die because it'll put the torch out. So you got to be careful. Since I'm right here, I'm going to go ahead and take a step backwards. A couple rooms. Now we're at the beginning, so as you see, we made a giant circle. But the reason I need to go back here is because I forgot to come back here before, and I'm going to need to open this door now with key 2. I believe key 2 was in the book. So what do I need? I've got a sword and a sling. Sweet. Swords are generally useful, right? Alright, so excuse me, let's move on. We're ready to go to part 2 now. We can go down, we can move back down here. We don't have to, but we can go ahead and take care of this problem. We're gonna have to come back here a little later. That took me forever to realize there was a door etched into there. Again, something like I said, the only puzzle that I didn't figure out was the pulling up the handle in the laboratory. Alright, so we got plenty of torches. Let's just use one, because I don't like the panic music. Red gem, blue gem, I don't remember. I think it's a blue gem. Yep. Should have guessed differently. And what happens? You hear the grinding of stone, you see an old wizard. Listen, warrior, the warlock lord can only be defeated by thy courage and the staff of ages. Remember, 5 to find, 3 for the staff, 1 to be the key, and 1 to be thy pathway. Have thy wits about thee, warrior, fare thee well. Well, that was a nice clue as to how to build the staff of ages. But, as a shadow of the wind thou shalt be. Humana. So let's go ahead and learn a magic spell. Actually, that is quite useful. We don't need it quite yet, but yeah, I might as well get it. So we've got three mirrors to look at. How do we know which one, what happens here? They obviously look like doors, but the one gives you a reflection, 2 don't. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna save my game one more time. I'll save it in the real game too, just for fun. And what I'm going to do now is show you the wrong way to go. Let's leave on a death. So, there it is. Whoops. So I'm going to use a hammer. Smash. I don't know why I looked at it. I need to use it. Shards of glass fly through the air and kill you. It's a sad thing your adventures have come to the end. What happens if you smash the other mirror? I like this one a lot. You have opened a magic portal into deep space. You're immediately sucked through. It's kind of cool. The lack of air causes you to quickly lose consciousness. The Grim Reaper quickly embraces you. You get sucked into space? That's amazing. It's a sad thing that your adventures have ended here. Alright, so that was part 2 of the Shadowgate walkthrough. We're done with the first area of the castle for the most part. We'll have to return later. So I'll return in part 3. I'm Godslayer, and see you later. Bye-bye.